If you rely on the SASSA SRD grant to make ends meet, this is the most important update you'll hear all year. The rules have changed again, and if you don't act fast, you could miss your June payment when you need it most. For thousands of South African seniors and vulnerable citizens, the SRD grant isn't just financial help, it's a lifeline. But every few months, new requirements appear, and if you're not prepared, your money could be delayed or even stopped. Right now, in June 2025, SASSA has quietly rolled out 3 critical changes that could affect whether your next payment goes through. Some are simple updates, but others, they're traps waiting to catch those who don't know the system. Stricter bank verification, no more pending payments. SASSA is now double-checking every single bank account linked to SRD grants. If your details are even slightly wrong, a misspelled name, an old account, or mismatched ID numbers, your payment will bounce, and reapplying could take weeks. The new active status rule, silence means risk. Before, once approved, you'd stay on the payment list unless you cancelled. Not anymore. SASSA is now removing people automatically if they don't respond to SMS confirmations. If you ignore their messages, thinking it's just a reminder, your grant pauses. Faster appeals, but a shorter deadline. If your application gets rejected, the window to appeal used to be 30 days, now just 14. Miss that deadline and you'll have to restart the entire process, meaning no income for months. Why this matters more than ever. With rising food prices and unpredictable electricity costs, every rand counts. But here's the real problem. SASSA won't call you to explain these changes. Most people only find out when their payment doesn't arrive. So if you or someone you know depends on this grant, take these steps immediately. Check your SRD status online now, even if you think you're approved. Update your banking details if anything has changed since last year. Reply to every SASSA SMS, even if it just says confirm your details. This isn't just paperwork, it's your safety net, and right now, the system is getting stricter, not easier. Don't wait until payment day to find out something's wrong. Watch this video to the end. We'll show you exactly how to fix these issues before they cost you your next grant. Let's get straight into it, because time is money, and when it comes to the SASSA SRD grant, delays can mean empty shelves and tough choices. You've heard the hook, you know the stakes, so now we're diving deep into exactly what's changed, why it matters, and most importantly, what you need to do right now to make sure your next payment lands safely in your hands. First, let's talk about bank verification. This isn't just some minor update, it's a full crackdown. In the past, SASSA would sometimes let small errors slide. Maybe your middle name wasn't exactly matching your bank details, or perhaps you switched accounts but forgot to update SASSA. Before, you might still get paid while they sorted it out. But now, one mismatch and your payment bounces. And here's the scary part. You might not even know until the payment date comes and goes without a cent in your account. So what's triggering these rejections? Well, SASSA is now using a real-time verification system that cross-checks your ID number, full name, and bank details with the national payment system. If anything doesn't line up perfectly, the system flags it and your application gets put on hold. And if you think calling SASSA will get it fixed quickly, think again. Their call centers are overwhelmed and waiting on hold for hours, only to be told to submit documents online is a nightmare many of you know too well. The solution? Check your details today. Go to the SASSA SRD website, log in, and make sure your name, ID number, and bank info are 100% correct. If you've recently opened a new bank account or switched from cash send to direct deposit, update it immediately. Don't assume it's fine, assume it's wrong until you confirm it yourself. Because once June's payments start processing, it could be too late to fix. Now let's talk about the active status rule. This one is sneaky because it doesn't feel urgent until suddenly your grant stops. In the past, once you were approved for the SRD grant, you'd stay approved unless you cancelled it or SASSA found you ineligible. But now, they're quietly removing people who don't respond to the SMS confirmations. Here's how it works. Every few months, SASSA sends out an SMS asking you to confirm that you still need the grant. It might say something like, reply yes to continue receiving your SRD grant. If you ignore it, maybe because you think it's spam or you don't recognize the number, SASSA takes that as a no and removes you from the system. No warning, no second chance, just a sudden stop in payments. And here's the worst part. Some of these messages get lost. Network issues, old phone numbers, or even full SMS inboxes mean you might never see the confirmation request. Then when payment day arrives, you're left wondering where your money is. So what can you do? First, save SASSA's official number, 61 23 45 67, in your phone so you know their messages aren't spam. Second, if you've changed your number since applying, update it on the SRD website immediately. And third, reply to every SASSA SMS, even if it seems unnecessary. A few seconds of your time now could save you months of missed payments later. Now, let's talk about appeals. Because if your application gets rejected, the clock is ticking faster than ever. Before, you had a full 30 days to appeal a decision. Now, just 14. And if you miss that window, you're back at square one, reapplying from scratch, waiting for approval, and possibly going months without income. Why the shorter deadline? Officially, SASSA says it's to speed up processing, but in reality, it means more people will slip through the cracks. Maybe you're sick when the rejection SMS comes. Maybe you don't check your phone often. Maybe you assume you'll deal with it later, and then, boom, the deadline passes and you're left scrambling. So here's the rule. Check your status weekly. Even if you've been getting payments for years, log into the SASSA SRD portal at least once a week to make sure nothing's changed. If you see declined, don't wait. Appeal that same day. The longer you delay, the higher the chance you'll run out of time. Now, let's talk about something many people overlook: fraud risks. With every new rule, scammers see a new opportunity. Right now, there's a wave of fake SMS messages pretending to be from SASSA, asking for your ID number, banking details, or even an application fee. Remember, SASSA will never ask for payment or passwords. If someone calls claiming to be from SASSA and pressures you for personal info, it's a scam. Hang up and report it immediately. But here's what's even more concerning. Some fraudsters are hijacking real SASSA payments by convincing people to update their details on fake websites. These sites look identical to the real SASSA portal, but once you enter your info, the scammers drain your grant the second it arrives. So how do you stay safe? Always type the SASSA website address yourself. Don't click links from SMS or emails. Now, let's address the big question. Why are these changes happening now? Well, the government claims it's to reduce fraud and ensure only eligible people get paid. And yes, there have been cases of people abusing the system. But the real impact? It's making life harder for honest, struggling South Africans who depend on this money to survive. Think about it. If you're elderly, don't have a smartphone, or live in an area with bad network coverage, how are you supposed to keep up with these constant changes? What if you don't have a family member to help you navigate online portals and SMS confirmations? The system isn't just strict, it's unforgiving, and those who need help the most are the ones most likely to lose out. So what's next? Well, we've covered the biggest changes, but there's one last thing you need to know. SASSA's payment dates for June 2025. Unlike some grants that pay on fixed dates, the SRD grant can vary depending on when you applied, your bank, and even your location. Some people get paid early in the month, others closer to the end. The best way to avoid confusion? Check the official SASSA schedule, we'll link it below, and mark your calendar. If your expected payment date passes without money arriving, don't wait. Act immediately. Log into your SRD profile, check for rejections or errors, and if needed, visit a SASSA office with your ID and proof of application. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about what to do if everything goes wrong. Maybe you missed an SMS, your appeal was denied, or your payment just never arrived. First, don't panic. The system is frustrating, but there are still steps you can take. Start by gathering all your documents, your ID, proof of income or lack thereof, and any SASSA reference numbers you have. Then, go in person to your nearest SASSA office. Yes, the queues are long, and yes, it's exhausting, but face-to-face help is still the most reliable way to fix serious issues. If that doesn't work, escalate it. Contact your local community advice office, a legal aid clinic, or even your MP's office. Sometimes a bit of outside pressure can get SASSA to take a second look at your case. Finally, help others stay informed. Share this video with friends and family who rely on the SRD grant. Many people don't know about these changes until it's too late. So spreading the word could save someone from a month of empty pockets.